Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. It's budget day today here in the UK, and as is rapidly becoming an annual tradition here at Guilecast, we will celebrate by moving from one group of people who have no idea how to balance an economy to another people who don't have much more of a clue. That's right, it's Average Joe's Day today here on Guilecast. And the best part is I've got no news or information to waste your time with at the beginning of this one, so we can go straight to the action, which is going to go down on Wonder 4v4 version 3b. How very exotic, I hear you say. I'm ready, you guys are ready, and the players are sure as hell ready. So let's get on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. And once again, it's a Wonder map, which is wonderful because it means the user interface agrees with me. This is Team 1 up here at the top, and this is Team 2 down here at the bottom. Going first for Team 1, rearguard air position up here at the top. In Pontiff White, it's the Cool Gamer going UEF in air position. Haven't seen much of that for a while. And there he goes, opening first land. And next up, team member number 2 for Team 1, over to his right, we have Nagel in Mellow Yellow, also going UEF there, opening first land. Team member number 3 for Team 1, my good friend GFY Ponies, breaking with the UEF tradition we've seen on Team 1 so far, and he's going Cybrin in Baby Blue, opening first land. And last but not least, down here for Team 1, we have Hybrid. He's going Seraphim, opening first land. So 2 UEF, a Cybrin and a Seraphim there for Team 1. Let's take a look at Team 2. Down here at the bottom, first of all, rearguard air position, it's Harris99. He's going Cybrin, opening first land in Baby Pink. Team member number 2, to his left, we have 0108, who is also going Cybrin, opening first land in Spetsnaz Green. Team member number 3 for Team 1, also going Cybrin, we have Luca in Elephantine Grey, opening first and second land. And last but not least, we have Zerik breaking with the Cybrin tradition for Team 2. He's going to go UEF in Electric Blue, opening first land. So that little intro will let you see I was a little bit harsh on the whole Average Joe's not knowing how to balance an economy. In fact, we've got a few pros in here, 2 confirmed by their rating, and another one who really should be, let's face it, GFY Depony is much better than 1400. We've seen him pull games out of the bag for his team many times in the past here at Guilecast, but like we've said before, the rating isn't always accurate. So game quality at 94%, pretty well balanced. Notable differences in ability though, this one will probably be the air position. Cool Gamer at 1600, whereas Harris99 for Team 2 on just 1300, so there's 300 ranking points being given up there, arguably one of the most important positions on the map. And of course, we've got Luca on 1800 going up against Depony, which would be a 400-point gap. But as we say, Depony should be higher than that with an absolute certainty. And Harris still yet to even get an air factory online. Where are we at? We're about to have an air factory complete for the Cool Gamer. So early air power could be going Team 1's way. We've also got an air factory there for Hybrid as well. Nice little sneaky run by on the cards here from Luca. Sneaks in a Mole and a Mantis past Nagel's ACU and is now looking to get in the back somewhere and cause some mischief amongst the expanding engineers. Poor little things going about their business. Just wanted to be an artist, and here he is, harvesting trees. It's not his fault really. But the striker there from Nagel trying to chase down this Mantis. Not yet realize his dream of being exhibited in the Royal Academy. Actually, I think the Mantis is going to win this little exchange if he turns around quickly and goes after the striker, but doesn't manage it. Gets distracted by a mass pump. Those pesky mass pumps always causing such problems, luring fire away from intended targets. Never a good thing. But we've got a little bit of movement on the ACU front. GFY Depony moving to the middle there, picking up some of the mass on one of those central craters. And Nagel has moved forward a tad, throwing down a couple of land factories, as is Hybrid, who's pretty much doing the same in a very similar position. The ACUs for Team 2, a little bit more static. Both Zero and Zerik sitting in their bases, keeping that extra build power in there. Luca moving forward at a slower pace, but coming to the center nonetheless. Could be about to get some com-on-com action in the middle between Deponi and Luca before too long. A little bit of anti-aircraft exchange there from Zero versus the Intis from Hybrids. You really can see the number of interceptors in the air compared to Team 2 for Team 1. Harris is going to require, I think, some assistance from some of his teammates to pick up some of the slack. Luca now encroaching on Deponi's position, who's scooped some of the mass on Luca's crater. And Luca now swarming Deponi with an early platoon of Mantis. Deponi still looking pretty healthy for the moment, but Luca coming in from the edge as well. Deponi does have... no, sorry, it's Zer'ik as well. Getting confused between the color of blues there. Nagel is coming in to support, but extra pressure coming in from Zer'ik. Deponi already down to around 5,000 hit points and falling. This is going to be very close indeed. We've also got Mantis coming in there from Zero. How on earth is Deponi going to escape from this one? Well, I think he's going to get away because Luca didn't commit, and I don't really understand why. That should have been the end of Deponi right there. If Luca committed with his ACU, Deponi would be out. 2,400 hit points left on that Cyber and Com. Perhaps Luca was concerned about what might be coming in on the flanks. Remember, hard to gain intel early on, but then Zero has thrown up a radar, so that's pretty good intel right there, and I think Deponi has been lucky to escape out of that. Perhaps saved by his reputation. Luca not wanting to press the attack. Nagel coming forward to this small walled off section, but Zer'ik's engineers have been working on. Nagel's going to see off those strikers and secure the position. Zer'ik has come forward a little bit, starting to build some PD. He's got the engineering suite on board already, so Triad going up at the front line there for him, and that won't quite reach Nagel's position there, so Nagel safe for the moment. Nagel also working on a Triad of his own, so perhaps a little bit of a UEF standoff developing on that edge of the map. Hybrid meanwhile coming into the center to counter Zero, who's pushing into that position with some Mantis and Medusa. Juices. All was quiet. Once again, Hybrid going to throw down some wall sections as well. Early mass lead so far for Team 2. About 3k total mass has been harvested so far. That's reclaim and generated eco. Whether or not that continues, that will remain to be seen. It's interesting, actually, a moment ago in the first sort of 3 to 4 minutes, that was a lead for Team 1. Wondering how much of it has been influenced by that near miss, that near loss of Deponi in the center there. How many resources were diverted, how much attention and APM was used up to deal with that. But now we've got some TAC missiles inbound. Looks like it's coming from Deponi there, picking off a T2 mass extractor. Could be wrong about that. That could be coming in from Nagel. Indeed, there it is. 2 kills for that tactical missile launch already, and now we see the Triad standoff. Zer'ik already with a modest advantage if you can get those triads online. The next group, he has that T2 shield gen already in play. However, half of the hit points on that shield have already been depleted. Pony recovering from his ordeal back at base, has a T2 land HQ online and is working on a T3 upgrade as we speak. Nagel going to try and get a stealth gen online to assist him with this base war. It's not going well, and I think he might have to think about withdrawing a little bit further back. Desperately doesn't want to lose this position here. Got any buzz kills in the area? Well, not yet. There is shield coverage. Can break that shield coverage. Might be able to put that TAC missile launcher to good use versus Zer'ik. Might be worth building another one and going for an early snipe. Pings going down on top of Nagel's comm. And once again, the gap in harvested mass has narrowed, and it seems to in fact be Team 1 that is in the lead. 87 to 86k there. So lots of to and fro in the first 10 minutes of this one. And now Zero fancying his chances with a bit of a T1 push. Lots of Mantis moving forward, going after the T1 anti-air defenses in the gap here. There's a group of forces on the ground there to the left, in between the wall sections and the cliff edge down here. But Zero didn't really have enough on the ground to do anything there, to make anything happen. Get the feeling over in the east that Zer'ik is a little bit more comfortable than Nagel, turtling up with flapjacks under that shield, and now getting some extra assistance from Luca as well. Rhinos and Mantis threatening to push forward. Build capacity from Depony has come to join Nagel over at this position. I'm going to throw some autoguns together, but otherwise the Pony content to sit back and eco. He's going to wall his own commander in. Sure what the logic is behind that, or even if the game is being taken that seriously. Might explain the escape that he was able to make versus Luca there. Sometimes these guys just want a slightly longer game. Could that have been a mistake is the question in the long run. Here come the Mantis again from Zero. But far too many Thams waiting on this front line from Hybrid. He's also got a few Ilshabas in the mix as well. And we do have T2 factory online, but we're not seeing a lot of T2 units on the field for Zero. In fact, he's one of the lower order players in this game. Still sitting in the 60s for mass, other players in 70s and 80s. Now coming forward with his comm, going to throw down a zapper under a new shield for him. So rather than fortifying the center, Luca drifting off to the right to join Zer'ik, and Zero just holding position with some ground forces. Not a lot here though. Throwing down a TAC missile launcher, but needs some kind of fortifications or something, because surely at some point Hybrid is going to come for him. But having spoken a whole lot of garbage at the beginning about the problems Team 2 might face against air power. It's actually Harris who's being the aggressive one, causing some problems with a strap bomber there. That does get shot down by the Cool Gamer in the end. He's also made the transition to T3. Gets an ASF out at the crucial point. But the Cool Gamer definitely needs to work on some power, and that will be wide. So the strap bomber got in around the back and picked off the Hydro and a T2 P-Gen. Which is why he's only putting out 3.8k in power. Harris a little bit more comfortable there on 5.1k. Still using up an awful lot at current expenditure. Endless bane of the air player and the amount of power that you have to produce to build at a steady rate. Engineering stations on the way there for Harris. It's been a remarkably static game here, and it's maybe because we're used to seeing the different formats of Wonder at the moment. Not so much of the classical layout being played these days as the no air positions versions and the Wonder, the open versions without the sides. So you get a lot more flanking going on. This kind of bottleneck in the center promotes turtling to a point. Doesn't always happen. Every game is slightly different, of course. Now we're getting a little bit of a push from Hybrid, who's waltzing forward, but not with a huge quantity of T2, which we would want to see by now. Mostly T1. We've got some Ilshivers further back here, without being left in place for defensive purposes. Luca bringing T3 ground to the party over here in the east. Handful of loyalists on the field up front in front of his and Zerik's forward outpost. We've also got loyalists in play there from Depony as well. The question at the moment really, Depony just matching and trying to reinforce whichever position Luca is going after. Quantum Gateway nearly complete for Depony, so support commanders on the way shortly. Harris on yet another upgrade at the back there. Taking a look at air totals now, see who's having a better run of things. Only 10 ASFs on the field there for the Cool Gamer so far. 39 T1 Inties though. Harris, by contrast, Team 2's air player, 16 ASFs and no interceptors. Well, I'd rather be in Harris's position. Harris still outdoing the Cool Gamer on power, but the Cool Gamer has a good 20-odd mass advantage on generated mass. So as soon as he can rectify his power situation, which won't be far out, he's got a T2 P-Gen online. You can see a T3 is queued. Needs to get the build capacity out of the way though before that can start. Some T1 bombers brought in by Hybrids. Going to go after that attack missile launcher. Brings it down to around 400 hit points of the 1500 that it started with. But Hybrid running out of bombers on that pass. Too much flak down there for him to get another shot at it. There were 6 attack missiles loaded in there. So it looks like Zeron's going to decide to get rid of one or two. There goes one of them, and he's using it to go after some of the Ilshivers parked just the other side of that wall section in the center. We've still got attack missiles coming south from Nagel. But they are, for the moment, impacting uselessly on Zerik's shield coverage. Trebuchets now arriving at the front line there for Zero. Soften up this line of FAMs in that breach there between the wall sections. Pretty significant numbers of ASFs now piling up for Harris. Up to 23 now. Cool Gamer on 20 though, so Cool Gamer actually catching his opponent, but still needs to get that power sorted. He has got the T3 online, but still not enough power. You can see minus 800 net on current expenditure. Needs to get another T3 online ASAP. He actually reclaimed the T2 to get the T3 on. Certainly seems that way. Pony didn't like his earlier wall section, so he decided to reclaim it. It astonishes me about these guys. Some of these guys, they have the time to prattle about in battle like that. Luca has started construction of the Monkey Lord there, getting some assistance from Zerik, and that would seem, I imagine, to be being spotted by Team 1 as the attack ping goes down. Cool Gamer mentions it in team chat that the Monkey Lord has just started. Hybrid completes his RAS and starts his advanced RAS. Now we're getting some counter Suthanus fire from hybrids, but the loyalists bearing down on them very quickly indeed with that extra turn of speed that they've got. The Suthanus turned tail and tried to withdraw. But this little group of loyalists ought to score a few kills. And for those of you that aren't fans of the Facebook page, one of the memes I put on there recently was like Bernie Sanders, and somebody said that Bernie Sanders walks a little bit like a loyalist. Well, looking at that, I can't really agree more. There's no getting away from it. Lots of Bernie Sanders, though, getting mobbed by Ilshivers being brought in from the east by Hybrid, and also some Mantis coming in there from the Pony. Hybrid standing in his base, occasionally overcharging, and that will be the end of that little push. But I'd say that was worth it. In comes another lone loyalist to finish off that T3 anti-air. Nagel, in the meantime, has been having some problems on the other side of the map. He's requesting help from his allies. A little bit of a push coming out now from Luca. Nagel under shield coverage. The shield collapses. And there is a lot of PD under here, but there's also a lot of tactical missile defense, which isn't going to help him. A quick overcharge into one of the bricks was a good idea, though. Alleviates the pressure somewhat. There goes another overcharge, taking care of two loyalists. Cool Gamer telling him to run because the Monkey Lord is coming. Just a couple of thousand hit points left to complete on that bad boy, and he will indeed be heading, I would imagine, directly for the front line. There we go, the circle appears, and we have an active experimental on the map there from Luca, and a fire beetle snipe. Looks like it was being prepped on this side of things, but now it's moving towards the center, already looking for another com to attack. But the Monkey Lord on the way. Nagel committed to trying to defend this forward position. Gets the shield back online, but the Monkey Lord is going to tear through that. Nagel, it would seem, heeding the advice, is going to back up. But the Monkey Lord, of course, considerably faster than an ACU, and unless he's going to get some air assistance in the immediate future, I think he might have left it too late to escape this one. You can see the Air Force is posturing. In come a handful of broadswords there from the Cool Kamer, escorted by ASFs, but Harris is waiting for the engagement, so he brings it in, takes his own ASFs initially up against the Cool Gamers, and is going to hope to finish those off and then move on to the broadswords. The Monkey Lord's got a lot of room to spare. He's only just gone into the yellow with 30,000 hit points remaining, and is closing in on Nagel's comm, and then makes a horrible decision and makes a right turn away from the ACU. It's like Team 2 doesn't want to kill anyone in this one. I don't understand it. And there goes a really irritating ping from my good friend Depony in the background. No doubt wanting to talk to me about Minecraft server that he's put up or something like that. Well, I would do if I wasn't casting you, my friend. But the Nagel survives by the skin of his teeth, and it actually looks like Luca's going to try and hold on to that Monkey Lord. He's going to pick off a few extra structures and withdraw. Literally looks like Luca is trying to prolong this game. That's 2 comms that he's decided not to pressure for a kill. A couple of Othams now on the field for Hybrid, so he's advanced to T3, trying to ward off the Loyalist spam. More TAC missiles heading that way, and after 20 minutes this game finally starting to heat up somewhat. Well, the Monkey Lord has been left more or less in position, and is going to continue to work on destroying Nagel's base. T3 Land Factory left alive with 2100 HP. Wants to keep away from the bricks that are now coming its way from the Pony's side of the map. And there it goes. Nagel getting picked off there by Harris. Quick strap bomb snipe. I'm guessing the strap bomber got killed in the explosion, or possibly, actually, by the looks of things, an air evac. One exciting thing that's really happened in this game so far, and I missed it. True Guile style, of course. Another Monkey Lord online, this time on the other side of the map, though, from Zero. And that is pushing Luca's base, so the 2 flanks crumbling somewhat here for Team 1. Luca throwing a megalith together now, asking for some assistance from Zerik. And now Hybrid's base is going to be left in ruins. Another Cybrin super weapon. And if ever there was a welcome sight for Team 1, it'll be experimentals being hurriedly constructed in the center of Depony's base. One Monkey Lord online and is now pursuing some of the Loyalists on this side, but he's got a choice to make. He can keep the Loyalists at bay, or he can try and chase down the Spider Bot that's over in the west. The best plan of attack would be to ward the Loyalists away and then try and close down the Monkey Lord. A Soul Ripper is at about 32,000 hit points of 90,000, so a little over a third complete there. Harris, who's been so dominant in the early game on ASFs, now seems to have let the ASF control slip somewhat after that large air battle we saw on this side of things. But now that megalith is complete, and Nuka will be able to engage those bricks at range. Pony trying to chase down Zero's Monkey Lord. Both, in fact, just passing each other, just skirting out of range. Whoever gets that huge microwave laser locked onto first, generally going to get the win there, but the ponies eastily in placements now under attack. That Soul Ripper very nearly complete, however. Cool Gamer bringing in his ASFs and 3 broadswords to start work on the Monkey Lord, and there goes completion of the Soul Ripper. Pony needs to get that in the air and get it working on that Monkey Lord ASAP. And there it goes. There is the pony's commander. Well, it's all the way up here, well out of harm's way. And there goes the Monkey Lord. Target priority now the megalith. So this could be a pretty significant mass dump right on the doorstep of the pony. Loyalists and Monkey Lords moving in on, or a Monkey Lord moving in on the pony's Monkey Lord over in the left, and that's going to be a win for Zero. So now the other flank is in jeopardy. Pony starts work on another Soul Ripper. The megalith is going to go down. The main base has sustained a fair bit of damage, but not as much as you might imagine. And with the destruction of the megalith, the Soul Ripper and the gunship's now free to move on to the Monkey Lord of Zero, so that goes down. So it's a pretty tidy looking defense here by the Cool Gamer and the pony. In come the ASFs from Harris. But they're going to get mopped up reasonably quickly, and the Soul Ripper is going to survive still well onto the green there. We've got a lot of projectiles coming in from this side of things. Well, there's a TAC missile launcher there with 14 kills to its name, so the pony's base under sustained TAC missile assault, and even the Rex getting picked off as well. So a little bit less mass there for him to harvest, but as long as he can secure this mass field and hold on to these experimental wrecks, he won't mind in the slightest. Still has to tidy up these bricks that are inbound now from Nuka. And he's not far off completing his second Soul Ripper, and a third on the way. And so the trend continues of the outrageous Soul Ripper. It seems every game we cast, they seem to feature, and they seem to be relatively pivotal as well. Three out of the pony's 4 core mass out of commission. 2 more further out have gone down as well. The pony on 244, 230 generated mass so far. Compare that to the 350 that Nuka's on. They're looking very dangerous indeed, as you would expect. Only 1800 rated player. So another Soul Ripper under construction, 2 now online for Depony, and a modest advantage in air-to-air firepower as well for Team 1, but massive deficiencies in map control and development, and 2 versus 4. Still a long way to go if Team 1 are going to claw this one back. Huge quantities of TAC missiles still pouring out of Nuka's launcher there, this time going after the Quantum Gateway. Only the odd fraction of the missile making contact, though, as the zappers splitting them into their threes and taking care of most of the other warheads. But Depony's Soul Ripper caught right down here at the bottom left of the map, and that's going to go down. So slight error there from Depony. Miscommunication as well with the Cool Gamer, who's now only just bringing in his ASFs and doesn't even manage to shoot down a single one of Harris's ASFs either. Strap bomber out there for the Cool Gamer, going after individual T1 NGs there from Luca. There we see the hardy jobs left to the hardy boys. Support commanders scooping some of the huge quantities of mass in this field. Been left by the combat over the last 5 minutes, and the next Soul Ripper is about 60-65% complete, cruising towards completion with the extra mass coming in from all that reclaim. And again the Soul Rippers go in, this time in the east. The Pony still with 2 of them online. This time the Cool Gamer is in place to support, and that's going to allow the experimental gunships to roll on over the top of some of these mass points of ZX. Harris does make a commitment to a pass, but in comes the Cool Gamer, and he's going to eviscerate a large portion of those ASFs. And now Soul Ripper's getting in over the top of ZX base. Where is ZX Com? Nowhere to be seen, it would seem. There goes one of the Soul Rippers, but the other one's still pretty healthy with around 55% of its hit points intact, and it's coming straight for Harris 99, who's under shield coverage, but a lot of it is only modestly upgraded. Harris as well sitting next to a lot of PD, but also some energy storage. It's going to take damage when that thing goes up. There it goes. Pops him down into the yellow on around 12,000 hit points. Is he in range of the explosion from the T3 power plant? Yes, he is. That takes him down into the red. And Harris is going to get picked off here at the 32nd minute mark in this game. Team 2 loses their air player. Nice work from Depony, trying to claw this one back now. A lot of his build capacity, though, getting slaughtered by some Mantis over in the west. Meanwhile, a Fat Boy and a Megalith from Zeik and Luca causing problems up front near the main base. But Depony just pumping out Soul Rippers here. Another one brought in to deal with the Mantis, and that one down here at the bottom that just took Harris out with 117 kills is still alive with around 22,500 hit points on board. So very interesting game now, having had a slow start. And another Soul Ripper complete. Depony has pulled in 400,000 mass. Compare that to Luca, who's been in the lead in generated mass throughout this, is on 328. So Depony doing a great job of capitalizing on the experimentals on his doorstep, but also of harvesting Hybrid's old base and picking up mass as and where he can find it. Not a great place to park your Soul Rippers, though, there, Depony, and he agrees, so he picks that up off the deck. Fat Boy should be the priority as the weakest target and the longest range. There goes the shield, and there goes the Fat Boy. Next up will be the Megalith. We do have some bangers rolling in now. So it's a question of how much exposure Depony wants to give to those Soul Rippers. He's going to decide to withdraw them, which is probably a sensible decision. And that Soul Ripper from earlier, with 124 kills now on board and about 18k in the tank, is going to make it back to what I'd consider pretty safe territory. But it looks like we might have a bit of a snipe lining up here from the Cool Gamer over out on the western edge. We've got some attack pings going down, presumably to warn Zero of an impending air attack. Scout plane sent out over the base. Does that give Team 1 the intel they need? Well, you can certainly see or saw the commander for a moment there. Is that long enough to issue the attack command? They are on the way. Zero under double shield coverage on his current position, it would seem. The bombs are released. All of the strap bombers are taken down, but Zero gets hit hard, down to around 3,700 hit points. More strap bombers lining up for a continued assault on the left-hand side. Soul Rippers causing problems still from Deponi over in the east. Zero trying to find some more shield coverage as more strap bombers make their way in. They're going to get picked off, but they aren't going to get their bombs away. But not appearing in high enough numbers to breach that last shield and make a proper play for that commander. Team 2 still ahead in total mass pulled in. 1 million mass now accrued for Team 2 compared to the 982,000 for Team 1. But that mass for Team 1 for the last 15-20 minutes has been in the hands of 2 people, so can be directed just that much more effectively. Soul Rip is brought in once again. Going to go after the bangers and the bouncers first of all, and then we'll no doubt turn their attention to the Megabot. Strap bombers reassigned from their holding pattern over the mountains at the bottom left-hand corner, brought up instead to help defend. And you can see the Cool Gamer mass dumping Deponi, who is building a Scathis, but still with no real shield coverage. You can see one going up there. Could be a risky decision. Well, that might have been prompted by the Scathis, which is already 55% complete there for Luca. Takes a little bit of a break to build an extra ion reactor there, and then continues. This is still the position that Team 1 will have to break. Cheeky little defensive structure build there from a couple of units of build capacity from Luca. Deponi, always a fan of overkill, is going to send his 2 Soul Rippers to deal with those 3 T1 PDs. Maybe not efficient, but it gets the job done. Another barrage of TAC missiles from that same TAC launcher that we saw earlier. Hasn't been getting any kills, scoring any kills in between, but it's going to get some more now. Another 5 kills to its name, one of which a T3 mass pump. And the mass dumping has helped a lot with the construction of that Scathis. Deponi nearly has it online now, and I think he's going to beat Luca, which is interesting. There we go. Now, where's he going to target? Logic would dictate sensible place might be the opposing Scathis that's under construction. In come the Soul Rippers. We're going to have to go to dual screen now because we need to keep an eye on these 2 locations. The Soul Rippers, all 3 of them now, more or less in the same place. And then, of course, Curse of the Commentator comes into play and they split up. Always the way. Scathis going after rather pointless structures initially. And now it seems to be heading all the way down to the bottom as well. Not going after Lucas Scathis at all. Soul Rippers have discovered a couple of support commanders trying to rebuild in the remains of Harris's base, and now both of these guys have their Scathis or Scathi online, and they seem to be targeting each other. This I think we will have to go to split screen for, and Deponi is going to lose his Scathis, and Lucas should, well, he's got a lot of extra shields covering that, and he's also got the Soul Rippers coming in though. Oh, that's one way to do it. The Cool Gamer could bring a whole wave of strap bombers in to snipe Luca. One of the Soul Rippers goes down, and that was actually pretty helpful. The Soul Rippers helped absorb some of the SAM fire. Might have helped the strap bombers get through. Well, actually, I'm not sure. They came in from the west. So now Team 2's top player goes down. The Scathis, which had just won its duel with Deponi's Scathis, goes up as a result. And Team 1 go favourite to take this in a ludicrous turn of events. What a very, very peculiar game, which would have gone very differently if Hybrid had pressured Deponi right at the beginning. Had that opportunity, remember, to take out the comm if he would just committed. Of course, couldn't necessarily see what was coming his way, so he opted for caution. And now strap bombers and broadswords coming in from the Cool Gamer to pick off Zertik, and it is just left up to Zero to fly the flag for Team 2. And I don't think he'd be too upset if we said he hasn't really challenged a great deal over the scheme of things in this game. Zertik commenting after losing the air, their team, that's why they've lost the game. Couldn't agree with you more. Deponi has torn Team 2 apart with these Soul Rippers. 80 kills on one, 127 on another. Is that all we've got? Just the two now? Just the two. But he's built about 5 or 6 over the course of this game, which is pretty obscene. I can afford to finally take this to +2 now. Zero with his own ideas of bug glory. Not going to get that completed, and even if he does, he's not going to be able to do much with it. Cool Gamer, though with not a huge amount of ASFs available to him, can switch production from the strap bombers he's building at the moment up to ASFs at any time and start pumping those out once again. But I've got a funny feeling this might be over before that bug is completed. Lots of strap bombers massing up there for another snipe from the Cool Gamer. And of course, couple that with Deponi's Soul Rippers. If they time this nicely, it'll be all over. Send the Soul Rippers in first, absorb the fire, or just send the strap bombers in on their own, which is all good. In fact, they're coming in pretty nicely at unison. Zero gets on the move, and the flak almost annihilates all of the strap bombers, but enough land to do the damage, and the Soul Rippers come in and steal the glory. And Deponi finishes off Team 2. What a strange, strange game that was indeed. Very unusual. Deponi, though, once again carrying his team to victory in what looked like a very shaky game for Team 1. Well, I hope you enjoyed it anyway, guys. As always, keep the replays coming in, and as always, more to come from me in the future. But in the meantime, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.